in a down market. Nobody was making much, but not everyone had adrenochrome. It says, it seemed to cut my learning curve. I was jacked in, booted up. At the end of the week, my brokerage account was worth over $2 million.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. As the legendary comedian George Carlin once said, it's all a big, fancy, corrupt club, and you're not in it. This should make you so angry. Nancy Pelosi makes millions of dollars per day in the stock market. In one day, she's up $3 million. I mean, $3 million in a day, just with her portfolio. People that copy Nancy Pelosi's portfolios just skyrocket in net worth. There are people who just go in and copy Nancy Pelosi in their portfolios and just kill it. Look at that. Up $20,000 today. Goodness gracious. And this is how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you lose your republic. There's actually a great quote about this. When the American people learn that they can just vote themselves treasure out of the U.S. Treasury, when our government simply functions as a get-rich-quick scheme, like Nancy Pelosi is proving it is, well, then the whole system collapses. Nancy Pelosi is an immoral person, of course. She doesn't care about this kind of stuff. She's been asked a million times about her insider trading. Nancy Pelosi is, of course, a traitor to our nation and somebody who is a trader of inside information that she knows about stocks. And she had a recent perfect hit, again, like a perfect bet in the stock market when she sold her Visa stock right before they announced that Visa was going to be under investigation by the DOJ. This is called Donald Trump to actually call for Nancy Pelosi's investigation, given the fact that she is a notorious inside trader. Here we go.
But they went in there, and everyone knows they threatened the 25th Amendment. They threatened him with the 25th Amendment. They said, Joe, you're going to get out. And Nancy Pelosi led the charge. And Nancy Pelosi has a little problem because her husband sold their Visa stock. They had a lot of Visa stock one day before Visa. It was announced that Visa is being sued by the Department of Justice. Think of that. Nancy Pelosi sold vast amounts of Visa stock one day before the big lawsuit that we all read about a few days ago was brought against Visa. You think it was luck? I don't think. She should be prosecuted. Nancy Pelosi should be prosecuted for that. And she should also be prosecuted for J6 because she turned down 10,000 or any number she wanted, soldiers or National Guard.
So all of this can be proven true, right? Obviously, Trump calls for Nancy Pelosi to be prosecuted over her husband's $500,000 Visa stock trade. Just perfect timing. Paul Pelosi, who happens to just be a stock trader when he's not slamming into illegal immigrant workers in the small hours of the morning in Napa Valley, so drunk that he tries to bribe the cops to let him go. It's all on the body camera footage. You know this, right? Yeah. Okay. And that, of course, leading to house arrest. And then Paul Pelosi has a hammer party and all very, 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 very. What does Paul Pelosi, when does he have time to sell and trade all these stocks? He really, with all of his extracurricular activities, but here we go. Former House Speaker husband Paul Pelosi unloaded 2,000 shares of Visa stock worth between $500,000 and $1 million on July 1st. Financial disclosures show right before the Justice Department announced that they would be suing Visa for monopoly reasons. And so, yeah, another perfect timing for Pelosi. Just an absolute heater. Pelosi's husband, just right before the DOJ law. Just excellent timing. Lock her up, everyone is saying. People are really sick of this. People inside of Nancy Pelosi's home district are sick of this. This is what happens when Nancy Pelosi goes out for a drink in San Francisco.
Let me just get you to
Nancy, can you tell us why we have all the $150 billion going to Ukraine when we have homeless on the streets in your own city? Nancy, can I get some stock trading tips on how to get semiconductors in Taiwan? Nancy, why do we? Is your son involved with Hunter Biden?
really should. They really should do a full scale. Like if we had a just country, if we actually had a real justice system, they would really be justly looking into Nancy Pelosi. And there are many things that Donald Trump laid out. One, National Guard during January 6th, Nancy Pelosi has admitted on camera that this is her fault and that she denied Donald Trump's offer to put National Guard soldiers at the U.S. Capitol for optics reasons. Of course, that's a lie. Nancy Pelosi is 100% responsible then for what happened on January 6th because National Guard soldiers would have prevented it. Nancy Pelosi also 100% responsible for what she did to Joe Biden in usurping the will of 15 million Democrat primary voters. Why are Democrats not angry about this? They're such cucked people. I mean, they really are such simps. I mean, why would you not be furious about this? Nancy Pelosi asked about backstabbing Joe Biden and forcing him out of the race just for vengeful power. And here's her response.
Have you talked to him? Is my only question.
What I have to do.
Right.
He made the decision for the country. My concern was not about the president. It was about his campaign.
I did what I had to do, Nancy Pelosi says. So Machiavellian. I did what I have to do. Somebody with no morals. When Joe Biden is humiliatingly asked about this week, she says,
we all agree at this table it's very selfless of you to pass the baton and step aside. There was a perception that perhaps your hand was forced, and some pointed fingers to Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who you have a long relationship with and accomplished many things with. Did you feel that your hand was forced, and what is your relationship with Speaker Pelosi now?
Our relationship is fine. Look,
oh my God. Dude, what is there like a more emasculated person? Again, you shouldn't feel bad for Joe Biden. He brought this upon himself. Like, this is the bed you make, sleep in it. But dude, they just knifed this guy. They knifed him. Is there any crime done there? Not exactly sure. Extortion, maybe. But there's definitely a crime here. Trump calls for prosecution of insider trading. Paul Pelosi sold up to 1 million shares just months before the antitrust lawsuit. Trump suggested it was due to insider knowledge. Of course, why wouldn't it be? All of Nancy Pelosi's entire portfolio is due to insider knowledge. Mayor Adams took $100,000 in bribes. Nancy Pelosi makes this in 20 minutes of insider trading. That's exactly right. More like 20 seconds. Nancy Pelosi sold nearly $1 million of Visa on July 1. Ooh, wow. That right before the Justice Department announced its lawsuit saying they affect nearly the price of everything. Eric Adams was looking to make additional money. He should have reached out to Nancy Pelosi for financial investment advice. That's exactly right. Nancy Pelosi is part of a group of individuals that say that Trump supporters shouldn't be allowed to be in public, shouldn't allow to be comfortable in public. Yet it's Nancy Pelosi who gets the most trolled when she's out in public. A comedian recently went up to Nancy Pelosi and asked her for insider trading tips, LARPing as a masked liberal, and it is hilarious. And the responses here let you know how much Democrats actually do love the police.
Hi, how are you? My name is Noah. I used to be a pronouns. Listen, I wasn't able to get a book that was sold out, but I want to say how much I appreciate your fierce, staunch defending of democracy. It really means so much, and honestly, I'm really scared about Donald Trump winning the election, and honestly, with all the disinformation on X, I honestly, the only chance that we have is for Donald Trump to actually spend the rest of his life in prison. That's the only hope for democracy. Win the election. We do. Well, Nancy, listen. Last question. What stocks should I buy? Nancy, you're the greatest options trader of all time. I just want to know what stocks I should buy. But I just want to know, income inequality is their biggest concern. Already? The police are an institution of white supremacy and racism. I don't understand why they are even here at all. They should be defunded. I just want to know, she makes 6 figures a year in Congress and has $100 million net worth. Don't y'all want to know what stocks she should buy? Come on. No way. I just want to know. I want to know what stocks to buy. Yeah. I want to close the wealth gap. What's the problem? No way. I just want to close the wealth gap. Nancy Pelosi, keep the greatest options trader of all time.